Good morning and welcome to Horizon Unitarian Universalist Church. I am the Reverend Laura Brandis, minister of this congregation, and I welcome you to online worship. I hope you will join us for our virtual coffee hour at 11:30 a.m. this morning to welcome and thank today's worship presenters. And happy Mother's Day. I know this is one of those complicated holidays. As Unitarian Universalists, we know the radical roots of Mother's Day. We know that it is much more than a card and flowers sort of day, although a card and flowers would be okay. But as Unitarian Universalists, we also know about the Mother's Day Proclamation, written by Unitarian Julia Ward Howe in 1870, which was a call for peace. So on this day, we can choose how we celebrate it, acknowledging the complicated relationships we might have with our own mothers and the complicated relationship that we may have with a call for peace. Today, though, here at Horizon in our virtual space, we are celebrating Mother's Day by celebrating our coming of age class. You will hear from our Director of Lifespan Religious Education, Lauren Daniel, and the advisors, Doc Simmons, Ramona Ramazani, and Dave Troiano. But first, here is this week's one thing you can do. Plan on attending next week's virtual coffee hour. Next week, we are going to honor all of our religious education volunteers and also have a town hall for you to ask any questions you might have about the annual meeting, which is taking place May 23rd. So this week's one thing you can do is two things you can do at once in next week's virtual coffee hour. Honor our religious education volunteers and ask questions of the board, of me, of the circle coordinators, anything you may need to know prior to the annual meeting, which is May 23rd. As we ready ourselves for worship, breathe with me, and I also ask you to bow deeply to all those who have worked so hard to create this worship service. Lauren, the advisors, Steve, the parents, the youth. Listen for the wisdom of our youth. Remember your own youth and what you once believed. Listen, appreciate, and learn.
Welcome. My name is Lauren Daniel, and I'm Horizon's Director of Lifespan Religious Education. Shortly, I will be joined by this year's Coming of Age teaching team, Doc Simmons, Ramona Ramazani, and Dave Troiano. Many thanks to you, advisors, for your hard work and your inspiration all year.
Coming of Age is a year-long exploration for young teens about life's big religious questions and what Unitarian Universalism means to them personally. It's a journey of discovery and discernment of beliefs and values of religious identity. This class strives to lead the youth to live out Horizon's mission to welcome radically, love boldly, grow spiritually, and serve courageously.
In Coming of Age, the teens are encouraged to link their beliefs and values with the way they conduct their lives. It is our hope to give them strong roots in Unitarian Universalism, and so they will have wings to serve others and also become active members of the Horizon community. They will travel on their traditional UU heritage trip to Boston next summer in 2022.
This school year, The group met entirely online with occasional monthly outdoor gatherings. What I'm going to take away from this year is our teens' resilience and persistence and the support given by their families. They kept up with coming of age amid much, much uncertainty. Their schools went back and forth between virtual and in-person programming, and yet the youth continued to log on Sunday nights with us to wrestle with the big questions and to do deep personal work.
What will stay with me from this experience is how the UU principles resonated with the teens and the adults so well and provided us a basis to share ideas and ideals.
Today's worship service will reflect how Unitarian Universalism is a free faith, and there is not a required doctrine or a shared creed. Our fourth UU principle urges us to conduct a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. In the spirit, each youth has crafted a statement of personal belief and action called a credo, which they will present for us today.
Congratulations to all of our teens on a job well done. It's my pleasure to introduce the Coming of Age class of 2021 and their service. This I believe.
Welcome to our Coming of Age worship service. My classmates and I are very glad you're here with us today. Thank you to our advisors, our families, and everyone at Horizon who has helped support us this year. It has been a long journey since we began COA in August, and we have learned so much about Unitarian Universalism and ourselves. Today you will hear the stories of our faith journeys and about our beliefs and how we live them. I invite you now to pause, take a breath, and enter into this sacred time with us.
Love is Our Greatest Purpose by J.E. Abernathy Jr. We affirm that love is our greatest purpose. Accepting one another is the truest form of faithful living. The search for truth is our constant star. We pledge our hearts, minds, and hands and challenge injustice with courage, to find hope in times of fear, and to live out our Unitarian Universalist values every day as a beloved community. Thus to be covenant with each other and with all that is sacred in life. Please join me in reciting the affirmation of this church. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in harmony with the earth. Thus do we covenant together.
Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
Hi, Anthony. Hi, Zach. Hey, I'm enjoying the COA worship service so far.
Thanks. We need a third person to help us tell this story. Can you do it?
Sure.
So let's get started. Our time for all ages today is a story called What is God by Gail Spar.
Once there was a wise woman named Athanerva. Athanerva would travel from town to town in her country, spending a few days or maybe a week in each town. People came to her with difficult problems or arguments that they were having with others, and she would help them find a way towards satisfying answers.
One day when she entered one of the towns on her route, Athanerva heard a lot of arguing. She looked around and saw a group of people in a very heated discussion. One person called out, "Athanerva, come here. We need your wisdom."
Athanerva approached the group, and the person who had called her said, "I've been telling people who God is, and they keep saying I'm wrong. I'm worried about them. Help them see what's right, Athanerva."
Well, said Athanerva, what have you told them?
I told them that there is one true God who loves and cares for us all. He hears our prayers and commands us to love one another.
And Athanerva said, you are correct.
"What?" said the others. "No, that can't be right." Then one of them said, "I believe there's a God, all right. A God who created the universe, established the laws of governing it, set it going and left. God has no interest in the affairs of humanity. It's up to us to make this world the place we want to live in."
And Athanerva said, you are correct.
A third person said, "I believe that there are many gods and goddesses. They are part of my worship of all of nature and the cycle of life."
And Athanerva said, you are correct.
"I'm not at all sure there is a God," said the fourth. "I see a divine spark in everything and everybody, but maybe it's just part of the human conscience."
And Athanerva said, you are correct.
"Well, I don't believe that there is a God at all," said the last person in the group. "But I am truly awestruck when I think about the mystery of the creation of our universe and how it came to be. I believe it's my responsibility to leave my corner of the world better than I found it."
And Athanerva said, you are correct.
At this point, everyone was confused. "But how?" they said. "Can we all be correct when we have different ideas of what God is or isn't?"
Yes, you all have different visions, but each of those visions can lead you to love and care for each other in this wonderful part of creation we call Earth. That is the correct vision, however you label it.
And as Athanerva left, the people in that group agreed that they didn't need to argue about who was right. They need to work together to make the world they wanted.
Thank you for your continued generosity that supports the mission and ministry of this church. Thank you also for your support of MetroCrest services during this time. Our next drive-through event will be Saturday, May 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m. And I hope you will join us and bring much needed items to MetroCrest, which they request baby wipes, feminine hygiene products, other personal care products, diapers, and laundry detergent. We will also be celebrating our annual flower ceremony during that time. So please bring a flower to leave, and then you will take a flower. This is a beautiful reminder of the gifts that each of us brings to the congregation and how together we make this beautiful bouquet that is our church. So we hope to see you on Saturday, May 22nd from 1 to 4. This month's Share the Plate is for Texas UU Justice Ministries, Texas UGIM, we like to call it. We have had a relationship with the Texas UU Justice Ministry for many years, and annually we support them with our Share the Plate. The executive director, Chuck Freeman, comes and preaches with us and lets us know about the good work that is going on with Texas UGIM. And right now they're doing lots of good work with making sure that our values are heard in Austin. So please be generous. If you are writing a check and sending it to the church, just make a note that it is for Texas UU Justice Ministries, or certainly you can always give online. With gratitude, this morning's offering will be given and received. Love is the doctrine of our church, and it is with this teaching that we are present with one another through our joys and our sorrows, and in the way these have a tendency to arrive at once in one tangled blessing we call life. We are also present to the joys and sorrows of the world, affirming the interdependent web of existence of which we are a part. This morning we share a joy, the joy of our youth, the youth that are sharing their wisdom with us, a joy for their advisors with deep gratitude for holding the wisdom and the questions and the wrestling with what it means to say this, I believe. So with joy, we celebrate these youth. As I light this candle, let's feel all the ways that we are connected to each other and to this community and to all of creation, knowing that what affects one affects us all. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Breathing with me. If you want to, you can close your eyes. Spirit of life and love, great mystery. In religious community, we reaffirm the first relationship of trust between parent and child. In religious community, we can also affirm the need to relearn trust when our primary relationships have been damaged. In this religious community, together, we can learn how to trust. Here we learn how to trust by acknowledging how complex our lives can be. On a day like today, when we feel obligated to reduce mothering to an over-sentimentalized hallmark moment, we can come together in community to count our blessings. We can come together in community to bless that which is hardest to bless. In religious community, we can love what is hardest to love. Blessed are those who have carried a child, lost or living. Blessed are those who have struggled with infertility. May your hearts be comforted. Blessed are those who adopt. Blessed are those who have been adopted. Blessed are those whose children have taken a different path than their mothers would have chosen for them. And blessed are we who have veered off the path our mothers would have chosen for us. Blessed are those who choose not to become mothers. May your hearts be protected from the clueless and the judgmental. Blessed are those who did not learn how to trust from their mother. Blessed are those who pass on a legacy of trusting to their children. Blessed are those who care for aging mothers, and blessed are those whose mothers are no longer living. Blessed are the hyphenated, the step, the foster, and the single. Blessed are all those who mother, the best friends and the aunties, the uncles, the siblings, the teachers, the reluctant, and the ill-prepared. Blessed are we all by this gathered community, acknowledging how complex our lives can be. Take a moment to rest in the silence, affirming your own blessings for this moment and for this day.
To Be a Unitarian Universalist by Erica A. Hewitt. To be a Unitarian Universalist means we'll never be done with the work of telling the truth about oppression, to work resisting any laws, policies, or practice that deny anyone their humanity, the work of stubbornly seeking out the spark of divine in each other no matter what, the work of creating heaven on earth. To be a Unitarian Universalist also means we're not alone in the work. We are not alone because of our promises to love one another. We are not alone because we are companions on the journey. We grow ourselves into allies, helping one another get free, because none of us is truly free until we are all free.
Hi, my name is Amaya Survey. I am 13 years old and I am the daughter of Alexis and Sajid Survey. I have been a Unitarian Universalist since birth, and I've attended Horizon since my family moved to Texas when I was 6 years old. My most basic values, put in simple words, include compassion, hope, and understanding. I am a UU with agnostic-leaning views. The topic of if there is or is not a God is very open in my opinion, and it has no set answer. What I believe is that God does not exist as a physical being, but that God, or as I prefer to say, the ruling force in the universe, can better be defined as a spirit or an energy. I believe this energy may help guide us through the decisions we make and the hardships we face, and will ultimately lead us on the right path. It's something I believe cannot fully be understood by us, but it feels like something is there to guide us in the way that everything happens for a reason, or how things always seem to work out some way or another. I also believe humans are born with no predetermined morals. People aren't born good or evil, and it's rather the decisions they make in life that should determine this. It's important that people's purpose in life is to live it to the fullest and spread as much good into the world as possible. I do my best to practice this by always trying to understand the other people's point of view, even if it's on something I disagree with. Having understanding between one another makes things go easier, and in most cases, it's the most mature way to go about a disagreement. The best way to get people to spread good things and good intentions to other people is by starting by doing it yourself. Many people have heard of the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. And there's a reason why this is so widely accepted. Everyone wants to be treated with respect, and the more respect you show to other people, the more likely you are to get respect back. Everyone understands that no one can be perfect, but it's important to try our best to always be good people.
My name is Anthony Kirkland. I'm 15. My mom is Brenda Kirkland, and my older sisters are Billie Jean and Maggie. I've only been associated with Horizon for about 2 months. I am not sure what is really important to me. I lean towards agnosticism. I became the person I am today through my family and life experiences. I am just getting started. I consider love a sacred thing, because no matter what way it's presented, it always brings us together. I also think that the earth should be considered sacred, because it is our home. I am a Unitarian Universalist who leans towards agnosticism. I am not sure if there is a God, let alone which one. I believe that people are not born good or evil. We have the power to do both. I think that there are good and evil aspects of all of us. Nobody is perfect. Why we are here is a question that I don't know the answer to, and I doubt that I ever will. I don't know what exactly a human's purpose is. I think a human's purpose is to live, but I'm not sure what else. I am seeking, but I have yet to find my goals in life. I base my ethical choices on rules, consequences, and what feels right at the time. The way I was raised usually controls how I feel, but I don't always know what is right. The things I value most include family, community, and humor. My family came to this church seeking to meet like-minded people. I moved to Texas this year to be with my family and take care of my grandparents. My family is one of the most important things in my life. My family has taught me, especially over the last year, how important it is to seek humor when you can in life.
Hello, Horizon Unitarian Universalist Church. I am Henry Stout. I am 14 years old. I live in Coppell, and I attend Coppell Middle School North currently. I live in a family of 4, and I have one older brother and 2 parents, Holly Stout and Todd Stout. I have attended Horizon UU since I was about 4 years old, and this is my credo. I'm a Unitarian Universalist with atheist leanings. Something I believe in is to always do what you believe is right. I believe in the idea of a divine being as sort of a fiction created by people to answer some unanswerable questions, such as what happens after you're gone. A divine being, or beings in my belief, was something that was created to answer these sorts of questions. What is sacred to me is the gift of life. Life is something incredibly rare, and it is amazing to me that we have been given it. That is what is sacred to me. I believe that everyone is equal and nothing can change that. To me, humankind is good deep down, and I believe that everyone tries to do the right thing, but things in life can change people's perspective on what is the right thing. One question that I don't think will ever truly be answered is what is the purpose of life? It is a question that has plagued many for centuries. I cannot provide a definite answer, but it seems to me that the meaning of life is to find happiness, because it seems like everyone's ultimate goal. It can appear in all shapes and sizes, but ultimately it is to find happiness. I hope that through this you have gotten a better understanding of what I believe. I thank you for listening to my credo.
My name is Catherine. I am 15 years old, and my parents are Eileen and Matthew. My brother is Jacob, and I am an agnostic Unitarian Universalist. I don't know if there's a God, but the connections humans have is almost like any deity. I believe in ethics, love, and kindness. My actions justify this by volunteering whenever I can, growing connections with others, and helping anyone who needs it. Nature is what is sacred to me. I love spending time outside alone and with others. To me, there is nothing better than some fresh air. I believe that everyone should be treated equally and all have a chance at living a plentiful life. As humans, we need to lift each other up and we need to be there for each other when we are needed most. My belief is that all humans are born with good in their hearts. The events of life can only turn one sour and cold, but never evil. As humans, we are pioneers. We are here to make life better on Earth. I believe that it is possible to pull the human race out of poverty. Our own purpose is individual to us all. We can all make a difference in someone's life, no matter their tax bracket or age. As of now, we need to help one another and lift each other up. We are all on this earth to serve a purpose, but it is up to all of us to determine what that purpose is. While I don't know what my purpose is as of now, I do know I am here to make a difference.
My name is Zach Esses, son of Eric and Renee Esses, brother to Henry Esses, who took this class 1 or 2 years before this. I've been with the church since about 2nd grade, and I'm in 9th grade now, so about 6 years, a little bit more probably. Before this class, I took OWL, and now I'm taking Coming of Age. Pretty obvious. I see mental strength, trustworthiness, and honesty as the 3 most important traits, and what I really aspire to always pursue. My views of the sacred lean more towards that of an agnostic, and I sort of see God as whatever you want him to be. Just if you want to believe he's like a traditional deity like Jesus, Allah, Buddha, then I think you can do that. And I see him differently, of course. And I think to each their own. Doesn't really matter what other people think as long as you're happy and you're not interfering with them. I believe that the nature of humans is sort of neutral at birth. You're not good, you're not evil. And then sort of the way you live your life and the events happening in your life sort of choose whether you need to like being like a better person or a worse person. And then also humans long debated about purpose, but I truly believe that humans' purpose is to find their purpose in the world, as confusing as that may be. But as long as they're not interfering with another person's sort of life, then I believe humans should be able to live the way they want. And then I show my faith by basing my values off the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. If I treat somebody with respect, I want to be treated with respect as well. And sort of vice versa. If somebody's mean to me, I'll be mean to them. If they're nice to me, I'll be nice to them. And then also, I don't discriminate based off skin color, ethnicity, sex. It's a pretty big waste of time, especially because there's more important issues that we should be facing as a group. And then currently, I'm giving my heart to wrestling because it's going to make me stronger physically, mentally, and I'm also giving my heart to school as well to help me become just a better person in general and become smart and to hopefully help people in the future and make our country a better place.
Hello, I am Jackson Gent, and I am 14 years old. My dad is Greg Gent, and my mom is Dawn Gent. I don't have any siblings, I'm an only child. I have attended Horizon for 12 years overall, due to me not attending between the ages of 2 and 4. The past 10 years have been me constantly attending, which has been rewarding. In my time here, I have taken OWL. Sadly, I have only been able to take it partially due to COVID, as well as me being able to go on a heifer ranch trip. Overall, to me, some of the most important things in life are the things that allow you to truly live without being at the expense of others. My core values reflect that. They include ethicality, perseverance, personal fulfillment, and others that all work together to have the opportunity for me to create a life for myself where I can truly live. On the topic of what is sacred to me, I do not hold a specific being sacred, because what I hold sacred are the ideas of family, relationships, and contentedness. What I call the overall idea of what is sacred to me is life and living. My personal belief about the true nature of human beings and humanity is that we are overall more good than evil. I believe that overall we are more good than evil. There are still some individuals among our species who are on the negative side of the spectrum. My belief regarding the purpose of humanity is that we overall have the job to make the lives we live have a positive impact on the people around us, as well as our descendants down the line. I think that my personal reason in life is what I believe to be the overall purpose of humanity, and that I will strive to do as much as I can. What I know I need to get to is that for every action I take, I do my best to make sure that I have a foundation of doing it for the wellness of me and those around me. I have a vision of me doing my best to make sure I follow the rules built upon those foundations, and that if I do mess up and fail to keep the foundation, the consequences will be based upon the original foundation. What I find most concerning about current society is good people who are shunned and treated worse for just being who they are. How society is making where it lives become worse, and the overall inequality in society as a whole. I'm concerned about how society treats LGBTQ, how society is ruining the environment around it, and how people are being paid and treated different than others of similar positions, whose only difference is a different background. The way that I try to make sure I don't contribute to those is by treating everyone as equally as I'm able to.
Our coming of age year, which began last August, is now coming to an end. These closing words are here to remind us that our journey as Unitarian Universalists has just begun, and it will be a lifelong endeavor. We are never complete, we will never be finished, we are always yet to be. May we always allow others to grow towards all that we are capable of becoming. Thank you for being a part of the Coming of Age class of 2021 worship service. Please join us for a Coming of Age celebration at 11:30 today online via Zoom. I invite you to extinguish your chalices at home. As we begin a new week, let us remember our commitment to Horizon's mission to welcome radically, love boldly, grow spiritually, and serve courageously. As we do this to work towards our vision, we envision a beloved community filled with compassion, helping us all to thrive in a just world. Let us carry these words in our hearts until we are together again. Love is a doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in harmony with the earth. Thus do we covenant together.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way. On the road from greed to giving, love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way. On the road from greed to giving, love will guide us through the hard night.
As we go back out into the world, I hope that you will reflect upon your own personal faith journey. If you're younger than our coming of age teens, I wonder if you've already started thinking about life's big questions. And if you're older, I wonder how your faith has grown and evolved since you were in high school. May all our faith continue to grow, because there is never an end to learning. Go in peace, and amen.